So I think it is just past 10. So we'll go ahead and start. So normal kind of announcements. If you have any props that you like blocks or straps or blankets or anything like that, bolsters, have them around. Um, you can have your video on or off however you like. As I just mentioned, your video won't be recorded even if it's on. Um, and I have disabled the chat just for the crazies. So if you have questions, go ahead and save them to the end, and then I'll unmute people at the end so we can answer any questions. Anytime along the way, if you don't like what we're doing or don't want to keep going, that's totally fine. Child's pose is always an option, so I'm just going to show that. Basically, you come onto your knees and your feet and bring your torso down toward the floor. Your arms can be behind you or they can be in front of you with your forehead resting on the floor. So that's child's pose. You can take it anytime. That's pretty much, one other thing is I will do a short shavasana at the end. If you can stay, that's nice, just because it's a nice way to end the practice. That's about it. Always feel free to take breaks, obviously, to drink water or anything else you might need to do. So just before we start, I'd like everyone to go into a straddle, just a gentle straddle. It's like a check-in. Let's see where we're at before we start our practice. So it's early and I'm tight. Okay, so sit however far apart your legs go. Here is fine. Here is fine. Whatever it is that feels good for you, do not push it right now because our bodies are not warm. So just take inventory here of how that feels. See if you can come forward a little bit. This is how tight I am today. So wherever you are, just take note. We're going to come back to this pose in a little bit, okay? All right. Now, go ahead and come in a comfortable seated position now that that awfulness is past. Gently close your eyes. We're going to start with some deep breaths. So inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. If you like, you can gently bring your shoulders up towards your ears as you inhale and drop them back and down as you exhale. Just a little gentle shoulder roll. Inhale and exhale. A couple more rounds. Inhale and exhale. One more. Inhale and exhale. Bring your hands together at your heart center. You can tilt your head down just slightly if you like. Keep your spine straight and your head stretching toward the ceiling. Just take a moment here to think about why you're here, why you're spending your time this way, what you're hoping to get out of the next hour, 10 hour, 15-ish minutes. All right, when you're ready, go ahead and gently open your eyes. Bring your hands down to your knees. Take another deep breath. Go ahead and place your hands on the mat in front of your knees. Untuck your knees or legs, however you were sitting, and come to hands and knees. Okay, so your knees should be right under your hips. Your shoulders should be right above your wrists. And we're just going to do a few cat-cows. So inhaling, look up, stretch your head up toward the ceiling, arch your back, tilt your hips up, and exhaling, bring your chin to your chest, and try to push your shoulder blades up to the sky. Inhaling, arch your back, look up, and exhaling, push your back up toward the sky, tilt your hips down, I'm going to turn sideways in case you can't tell what's happening. Inhaling, look up, arch your back. Exhaling, bring your chin to your chest. Inhaling, look up. And if you like, you can start to do a little circle here, so you can push your torso out to the right as you curve your back, and then bring your torso to the left as you arch and come back to the middle. And you can do that again, pushing your torso out to the right, and then up toward the ceiling, and then to the left, and then dropping your chest down. One more time in this direction. And then we'll go the other way. So you're going to take your torso out to the left, push your back up to the sky, torso to the right, and drop your chest down. Torso to the left, push up, torso to the right, and then arch your back. One more time, torso to your left, push up, torso to the right, and now come into a neutral spine. Go ahead and tuck your toes under and come into a downward dog. Just for a second. So your hands are on the floor in front of you, facing forward. Your shoulders are away from your ears, and your heels are kind of pushing for a second down toward the ground. We're going to come back to this. Go ahead and walk your feet forward to your hands. So you're folded over, and then inhaling, come up to standing. And bring your hands to prayer at your heart. We're going to do our normal rounds of sun salutations starting now. Okay, so we'll start with series A. Inhaling, look up, bring your hands up to the sky. Exhaling, fold over. Inhaling, look up. Take your right leg to the back of your mat, left leg to the back of your mat. Come down to a push-up position, or you can come all the way to the ground, whatever feels good for you. You can come up to a cobra, or you can come up to upward dog. So cobra, your hips are down on the ground, your legs are down on the ground, your arms can be bent or they can be straight. You're doing upward dog, your weight is on the top of your feet, your hips are off of the ground, and then your hands are down just in front of your hips. Wherever you are, tuck your toes under, take your hips up to the sky, to downward dog. So you're trying to push your tailbone up to the sky. You're trying to bring your chest toward your thighs. I'm going to turn sideways in case anybody doesn't know. Your feet are about hip width apart. You're trying to bring your heels to the ground, keeping your legs straight. Your fingers are pointed ahead of you, not to the sides of your mat. And you're pushing with your hands away from the floor to push your hips high and your chest toward your thighs. Just a couple more breaths here. You can pedal your legs if you like. Just bending one at a time, gently. When you're ready, come forward to plank, but don't go anywhere else, okay? So you're gonna just gently roll forward. You might need to push your feet back just a little bit. And now your shoulders are above your wrists and your body is relatively flat. Try not to let your hips sink down. And go ahead and exhale and push your hips back to downward dog again. And again, come forward to plank. And just stay there for a couple breaths. And push your hips back for another downward dog. One more time, come forward to plank. And hold for a couple breaths. And back up again for downward dog. Take your right leg up to the sky. Bring your right foot forward in between your hands. Left foot forward in between your hands, fold forward. And inhaling, stand up, come all the way up, bring your arms up to the sky, and bring your hands to your heart center. Inhaling, look up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, look up. Exhale, and your left leg goes to the back of your mat. Right leg to the back of your mat, and you're in plank. Come on down to either a push-up position with your elbows tucked or all the way to the ground. And come up to either cobra or upward dog. Tuck your toes under and come to downward dog. You're going to stay here for a few breaths. Focus on trying to bring your heels down toward the ground as you tilt your hips up. Left leg to the sky. Bring that left foot in between your hands. Right leg to meet the left. Exhale and hold. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhaling, bring your hands to heart center. Inhale, look up. Exhaling, fold forward. You're hinging at the hips. If you need to keep your knees bent, that's fine. Inhale, look up. Right leg to the back of your mat. Left leg to the back of your mat. You're in plank. Exhaling, down to push up. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, tuck your toes under. Take your hips back to downward dog. Right leg to the sky. Bring your right foot forward in between your hands. Left foot forward in between your hands, fold forward. And inhaling, come all the way up to standing. And hands to heart. Inhale, look up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, look up, flatten your back. Right foot to the back of your mat. Left foot to the back of your mat. Come down to push up. Inhaling, upward dog. Exhaling, downward dog. Go ahead and come back forward to plank. Just hold for a couple of breaths. And hips back to downward dog again. And shift your weight forward, coming into plank. You can push your chest up a little bit to kind of hollow out the front part of your body. That engages your core a little bit more. And push back to down dog. And one more time, come back to plank. And think about pushing your shoulder blades together and up away from the ground toward the ceiling. And push back again. Left leg to the sky. Left leg comes forward. Right leg comes forward. Exhale and fold. Inhaling, come up to standing. All right, we're going to go ahead to series B. So we're going to add our chairs and our warriors. I'm just going to take off my jacket. All right, inhaling. You're going to sit your bottom down. You can bring your hands to the ground if you like to see how low you ought to be. Bring your hands up above you. Your hands can be apart. Your hands can be together, but you want to try to keep your upper arms near your ears. You're going to sit your butt down to whatever degree you can while trying to maintain your torso upward a little bit, so we're not in this position where we're leaning way over. Your feet are ideally together with your big toes kind of close to each other, but if that doesn't work for you, you can separate your feet out a little bit. When you're ready, exhaling, fold forward. Inhale, look up. Exhaling, right leg goes back, left leg goes back, coming down to chaturanga. Inhaling, upward dog. Exhaling, downward dog. right leg to the sky, bring your right foot forward in between your hands, rotate the back heel down so your toes are about 45 or 60-degree angle. Your front knee is over the top of your front ankle. Your hips are facing forward. You're going to bring your arms up to the sky. Again, the hands can be touching or they can be separate. The key is to keep your hips forward, your back leg straight with the weight on the outer edge of that back foot, and your knee over the top of your ankle, trying to bring your front leg kind of parallel, your front thigh parallel to the earth. Exhale and bring both hands down to the ground. Right leg goes back. Come down to chaturanga. Inhaling upward dog. Exhaling downward dog. Left leg up to the sky. Left leg comes forward in between your hands. Rotate that right foot back. Again, that back foot is straight. Weight is to the outer edge of that back foot. The front thigh parallel to the earth. The front knee over the top of the ankle. Keeping your hips facing forward and your arms come up. Exhaling, hands to the earth. Front leg goes back. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog, and stay here for a couple breaths. Right leg goes to the sky. Bring that right foot forward, put it in between your hands, bring the left foot to meet the right, and sit again in chair. So your hips are coming down toward the ground. Bring your torso up and your arms by your ears. Exhaling, fold forward. Inhaling, come all the way up to standing and hands to prayer. 2 more rounds just like that. Inhaling, sit down into chair. Exhaling, fold forward. Inhale, look up. Left leg to the back of the mat, right leg to the back of the mat. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. And exhale to downward dog. Left leg to the sky. Bring your left foot forward. Rotate the back heel down. Warrior 1. Exhale. Hands on either side of that foot. Left leg goes back. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Right leg to the sky. Right foot comes forward. Rotate the back heel down. Warrior 1. Just for 1 breath. Exhaling, hands to the ground. Right leg goes back. Come forward to plank before you move on. Just staying in plank for 1 second. Now you're going to bring your right knee forward in plank, keeping your upper body just as it is with your shoulders over your wrist. And windshield wiper that knee from your right elbow to your left elbow. Right elbow, left elbow. Just back and forth. Almost done. Okay, go ahead and put that foot back. Stay in your plank position. Bring the other knee in. And windshield wiper this side. Next time that knee is in the middle, go ahead and bring that foot forward. Should be your right foot. Bring the left foot forward. Sit in chair. And go ahead and come up. Sorry, we only did warrior 1 on one side that time. Sorry, okay, sorry, I'll wake up for that. Go ahead and sit down in chair. Exhaling, fold forward. Inhale, look up. Right leg to the back of the mat. Left leg to the back of the mat. Exhaling, come down. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Right leg to the sky. Bring the right foot forward. And warrior 1. Exhaling, hands on the ground on either side of that foot. The foot goes back. Come into chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Left leg to the sky. Bring that left foot forward. Rotate the back foot down. Hips face forward. Warrior 1. Exhaling, hands on both sides. Take that foot back and stay in plank. You bring the left leg forward. The knee, I should say. Try to hollow that chest out, pushing your shoulder blades up to the sky. Bring that knee to your left elbow. Then to your right elbow. Back to the middle. And up to the sky. Bring that leg back down to meet the other one in downward dog. Right leg goes to the sky. Come forward to plank. Bring your right knee with you. Right knee goes to your right elbow. Goes to your left elbow. And it comes to the middle. And step it forward. And bring the other foot forward. And sit in a chair. Exhaling, fold forward. Inhaling, come up to standing. Just take a breath there. Inhaling, hands up to the sky. Exhaling, fold forward. Inhale, look up. Exhaling, right leg to the back of the mat. Left leg to the back of the mat. Chaturanga, upward dog, and downward dog. Now, you're going to bring your knees down toward the ground, keeping your hips up so that your knees are hovering. Your weight is forward so that your shoulders are still pretty well over the top of your wrist. And you love this so much, this position. It feels so easy. Stay here for a few breaths. Couple more breaths. When you're ready, go ahead and push back. Push your hips up, back to your downward dog position. Right leg goes up to the sky. Bring the right leg forward. You're going to spin that heel down. You're going to stay in warrior one. We're going to stay here for a minute, okay? So again, your hips are facing forward, front thigh parallel to the floor. Your front toes, by the way, are facing directly forward, not to any of the corners of your mat, just straight forward. And your back foot is turned in a little bit. Your back leg is straight. Okay, back leg is straight. The weight is to the outer edge of that foot. Hips are forward. You can bring your hands up. If you like, you can bend a little backward. That's up to you. You're just going to stay here for a few more breaths. See if you can sink those hips down just a little bit more. All right, be cool. When you're ready, bring your hands to your heart center. You're going to gently lean forward. We're going into warrior three. So you're going to come forward. You can take however many steps it takes to bring that back foot forward. Straighten that front leg. Try to bring your torso parallel to the earth and try to bring that back leg up away from the ground. You can keep your hands in prayer at your chest. You can bring them back alongside your body. You can bring them in front of you on either side of your ears, whatever works for you. Keep that back foot rotated down toward the earth. Your kneecap should be facing the ground. It should not be opening out to the side. Just a couple more breaths. You can bend that front leg if you need to. Can you bring that back leg a little higher? All right. Now, gently, slowly, place that back foot back on the earth. Now we're going to open our hips up into a warrior two position. So now your hips are facing to the side. Your stance may be a little bit wider than it was for your warrior one. Your arms are at shoulder level, and you're looking straight ahead beyond the middle finger of your front arm. You can always take a look back at your back arm, make sure it's not doing anything crazy. It's just at shoulder level and going straight behind you. See if you can get that front leg, that front thigh more parallel to the earth, which means pushing your hips down. Keep the back leg straight. Just a couple more breaths. All right, when you're ready, you're going to come into half moon. So you're going to bring this right hand either to the ground, or if you have a block, this is a good time for a block. It's just going to be a little bit to the front and to the outside edge of your front foot. Your hips are staying open, facing the side. Your back leg is about hip level. It doesn't need to go sky high, okay? Now, you can keep your left hand either on your hip, or you can bring it up to the sky, trying to stack that left shoulder over the top of the right shoulder. Once you're here, if you like, you can release that front arm from the ground and bring it up, oops, like in a prayer position. But you don't have to at all. Staying on the ground is perfectly fine, or on your block or pillow, whatever you got in front of you. It's perfectly fine. Now, if you're in this position and your right hand is on the ground, you can take your left arm and grab your left leg, your left ankle, really. Ardha Chakrasana. So if you're here, you don't have to be at all. You can stay in half moon. If you get to here, you can try, it's very hard, to push your ankle into your hand and get a little bit of an arch to your back. But again, half moon is a hard enough pose in and of itself. Two more breaths. All right, gently, slowly, come back into warrior two. I know, I hate it too. Okay, we're almost done. Here we are, warrior two. One more pose in the sequence. Okay, you're gonna take that front arm, your right arm, bring it to your knee, bring it to the ground, bring it to a block, whatever works for you, okay? Your hips are still staying open. You're gonna try to rotate your chest up toward the sky. Stack your left shoulder over the top of the right. Bring your hand either up by your ear, straight up to the sky, whatever you like. This is side angle. Your gaze can be down toward the ground, straight in front of you, or up, however you feel comfortable. If you want to bind here, you can. All right, when you're ready, come on back up to warrior two, or just a second. Reverse the warrior, so you're gonna bring your your left arm to your left leg, and windmill your hands down, so they're gonna go on either side of that right foot. Right foot goes back. Whew. Okay, stay here and plank. I know you really want to do vinyasa. We're gonna do it, don't worry. But before we do that, so we're gonna do a little core. I don't know if you noticed, I've been trying to put more core stuff in today. Okay, so we're gonna go down one elbow at a time and then back up. Okay, so you come down to your right forearm, come down to your left forearm, come up to your right hand, come up to your left hand. Try to keep the rest of your body relatively steady. So you're not trying to rock your hips up, back and forth, and you're not trying to take them up and down, okay? So at your own pace. Right forearm, left forearm, right hand, left hand. Do a couple of rounds like that. And when you're ready, you can go the other way. Child's pose is a great option. I'm gonna do one more. You do however you feel like. I'm gonna do one more on my right. And now I'm gonna go on my left. So I'm gonna go left forearm, right hand, right hand. left forearm, right forearm, left hand, right hand. And I'm just going to do a couple more to balance myself out from what I did on the other side. And don't worry, I hate it too. It's no fun, but it's so good for us. Last round, left, right, left, right, and downward dog. Woo! Have you ever loved downward dog so much? Ah. Ay, ay, ay. That's nice. Okay, we still have to do the other side. So, left leg up to the sky. Bring that left foot forward. Yeah, warrior one. Remember warrior one? So again, hips facing forward. Your back leg, you're keeping that leg straight. You're pushing to the outer edge of that back foot. Trying to bring your front thigh parallel to the earth. And your hands come up. And we'll stay here for a few breaths. You can clasp your hands together if you like. You can look up if you like. Or you can keep your gaze forward. Whatever you're doing, try to sink your hips down just a little bit. You may need to, I'm just seeing what some people are doing, you may need to take your feet a little bit further apart from each other to be able to keep that back leg straight, to get this front thigh parallel to the earth, but don't hurt yourself. Okay, when you're ready, you're gonna bring your hands to prayer. We're gonna go into warrior three, okay? So you're gonna kind of take however many steps it takes to bring that back leg up, bring your weight onto your front leg, your left leg. You're gonna try to bring your torso parallel to the earth, bring your back leg up so it's about hip level, does not have to be super high. The key is to keep your hips rotated facing down, okay? You're not trying to open this back leg up and the back hip up. You're trying to keep the toes pointed to the ground, your kneecap facing the ground. Your hands can stay in prayer. They can be alongside your body. They can extend out in front of you. Any of those options are good. Also, actually, your hands can be to the ground if that's easier for you. All right, when you're ready, you're gonna bring that right leg back to the ground. Open your hips up to the side, warrior two. So you may need to push that back leg a little bit further back than you did in your warrior one. Your front knee, left knee remains over the top of your ankle. Arms are at shoulder level. You can be looking out in front of your left arm. Take a look back at your back arm, make sure it's not doing anything crazy, and sink your hips a little bit lower. All right, when you're ready, you're gonna take that left hand, you're gonna place it on the ground in front of your left leg. This is where we're gonna open those hips. You're gonna try to stack your right hip over the top of the left. Your right hand can stay on your hip, or that arm can open up to the sky. Your left hand can stay on the ground. It can be on a block, or if you like, it can float up to prayer, whatever you feel like. You can stay here for a few breaths. Try to keep that back leg kind of at hip level. Doesn't need to be higher than that. Now, if you're here and you're happy and you did it on the other side, you can do Ardha Chandrasana. So you're going to grab the ankle with the hand that's up in the sky. The other hand remains down on the ground or on your block or wherever it is. And you can stay in half moon or child's pose if you don't like this. Wherever you are, 2 more breaths. All right, slowly, gently, come back to warrior 2. I'm going to go into side angle on this side. So your left arm can come, your elbow can come to your knee. Your hand can come to the ground inside that foot. You can keep your right hand on your hip, or you can bring it up to the sky, or you can bring it up over your ears. Any of these options are fine. If you like to bind, if you have a binding practice, you can do that. All right, when you're ready, come back up to warrior 2, just for a second. And reverse your warrior, so your right hand goes to your right leg, lean back. And come back up. Windmill your hands on either side of that foot. Left foot goes back. Whew. Come forward to plank and go ahead and come to chaturanga. Inhaling, upward dog. Exhaling, downward dog. Whew. All right, walk your feet forward just a little bit and come into a squat. So some people can come into a squat like this, where their feet are together and their heels are down. Mine are not. I don't know if you can tell. I can't do this one. But you can sit like this with your feet wide, or if your heels can get to the ground though. If not, put your feet out a little bit wider wherever they need to be, so that your feet, with including your heels, can be all the way on the ground. Now, you can use your elbows to push your knees back, trying to bring your bum toward the ground and your torso upright. You see, I just put my feet a little wider because that works better for me. So you can stay here, or if you like crow, if you're excited about crow, this is a good time for that. So if you haven't done crow, you can have either a block or a pillow in front of you, because really the key for crow is to lean forward. And for a lot of people, that can be scary if you don't have something to lean on. So what you're going to do is you're going to straighten your arms. Try to bring your knees to your armpits if you can. Up on your upper arms is fine too. Place your hands on the ground, fingers facing forward, not out to the sides. Facing forward, and then you're going to just lean forward. That's the first thing to do, okay? You just lean forward. Eventually, if you lean forward enough, you know, your feet can't go on forever. They just lift off the ground. But the key is the leaning forward. So I'm just going to let you play with that for a minute. I'm going to take a look around and see how people are doing. Try to keep your, and by the way, if you don't like that, just stay in the squat. What you can do in the squat is you can alternate lifting your hips up and reaching forward, and then sitting your hips down. And I'm just going to take a look at people who are trying to crow so I can maybe give you some tips. So don't have your hands super far apart in crow. They can be a little bit further apart than in your vinyasa, but if they're too far apart, you're just splayed out, and that won't work for you. Yeah, the wrist, shake the wrists out. And don't do too much. If it hurts your wrist, just take a break. Here's another thing I'm saying. If you're going to try to go into crow, make sure your knees are up high on your arms. If your knees are down here, that won't work for you. You got to get your arms down a little bit lower. And you may just not be there yet, and that's okay. It's just something to work toward, but you're not going to be able to get up if your knees are not on your upper arms. Janine, that looks great. Ava, that's amazing. All right. Take breaks. Don't kill yourselves. Everyone's doing awesome. If you have I don't think I have a block here. I'm just going to use this as an example. If you are scared to go forward, if you lean or put something in front of you, this is how it helps, because you can kind of go here and then just put your head here. And then you don't have to worry about if you fall going all the way to the earth, because this thing, whatever it is, a block or blanket or whatever, can be right in front of you. Because the problem is that you absolutely cannot, like I have a pretty decently strong core, but I cannot get my feet up if my upper body is in this position. It's like, I mean, I can do it for a second, but I can't hold it. You really have to come forward. Okay, probably everybody hates that now. And we can keep moving. So when you're ready, come back to your downward dog. If you want to keep playing that for a second, feel free. If you're tired of that, done with that, come into your downward dog. All right, let's bring the left leg forward, right leg forward, and fold. Inhale, come up to standing. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, look up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhaling, look up. Right leg goes back, left leg goes back. Push up, upward dog, and exhale to downward dog. Take your right leg to the sky. Bring the right foot forward. Now, keep your back heel up toward the sky, so you're not rotating it down. You're just gonna come up into crescent. Hips are facing forward. That front knee is over the top of that ankle. The back leg is straight with the heel pointing up to the sky. And we're gonna stay here for just a few breaths. You can keep your hands on your hips. You can bring them up to the sky. You can lean back and drop your hips a little bit, get a little back bend. Now, bring your hands to your hips. You might want to bring that back foot forward just a couple inches, and now we're going to go up and down. Super fun. You're going to bring that knee toward the ground and then back up. Toward the ground and then back up. Toward the ground and back up. Try to keep your upper body upright. You're not leaning forward or back or side to side. Just a couple more. You can keep your arms up high if you like. Next time your knee is down, go ahead and put it on the mat. Now, if you've got hardwood floors, something firm under you, you can roll the edge of your mat to give yourself a little cushion, or if you've got a pillow or something nearby, go for it. You can scooch that back leg back just a little bit so that you are a little bit of an extended position here. So instead of being here where everything's at right angles, you bring that front leg forward or push that back leg back a little bit so that you can drop your hips toward the ground. Now you can, if you want, put your opposite hand, the same hand as the leg that's back, which in this case is our left, down to the ground. Or you can stay up with your hands on the hips, pushing forward. You're trying to push the front knee a little bit forward, but not beyond your ankle. And that should help you bring the hips down. So if your left hand is down on the ground, you can rotate your chest open a little bit, and that gets a little bit more into your psoas. Okay, regardless of what you were doing before, I want you now to go ahead and put that hand on the ground. Rotate your hips toward the knee that's in the front. So toward your right knee. Take your right arm. See if you can reach back and grab your other foot. Now, take a look and see. I'm not on my kneecap, okay, on that back foot, back leg. I'm on the very lower part of my quadriceps. That's more comfortable, and it's a better stretch for your quads and your psoas than if you're on your kneecap. If this bothers your knee, don't do it. You can try, if you're there, try to rotate your chest up. Try to bring that foot closer if you can. Couple more breaths. All right, go ahead and release that back foot, but before you change your position, see if you can bring both hands inside that right leg. If you're here, great. See if you can come to the elbows. I'm going to face forward. See if you can come down to your elbows. You can move that right leg a little bit toward the corner of your mat. You can even come to the outside edge of that foot. And let me move back so everybody can see. You can come to the outside edge of that front foot if you like, or you can keep it turned in. Now, if you're here and your elbows are down, untuck that back toe and lift your knee off the mat. So you should feel a deep stretch in your right hip here, and maybe something in your psoas on the other side. All right, if that back knee is up, go ahead and put it down. Come on up to your hands. Take your right leg back so you're on all fours. Tuck your toes under and come into downward dog. Take that right leg up to the sky. Open your hips out. You can bend that knee so that your foot is trying to touch your bum. And you can stay here. If you like, you can flip your dog and bring your right foot to the ground just for a couple breaths. It's a nice little back bend. Or you can still be here just with your hip open. If you flipped your dog, bring your right hand back to the mat and bring your right leg back to the sky. If you want, you can do one-legged vinyasa, or you can put that foot down. You can come forward to plank, down to chaturanga, up dog, and down dog. Left leg goes to the sky. Bring that left foot forward for crescent. Okay, so again, your hips are facing forward. Your front knee is over the top of that ankle. Your back leg is straight, and your heel is pointed toward the sky. Try to sink your hips down just a little bit. Your hands can be on your hips. They can be straight above. You can even lean back a little bit and get a little back bend. Wherever your hands are, bring them to the hips. You might want to bring your back foot forward just a couple inches, and now we're going to go woo, down and up. Oh my gosh, why is it harder on this side? Whew. Try to keep your torso upright. Your hands can be in the sky or they can be on your hips. Keep that front knee bent. And the next time your knee is down, go ahead and put it down. Whew. If you need padding, you can go ahead and use your mat or blanket, pillow, whatever you've got. So again, this isn't this right angle position. You're out just a little bit further, either taking your front leg further in front or your back leg further back, either way. Keep your hips facing forward for now. Try to sink your hips down a little bit. You'll bring your hands up to the sky, keep them on your hips, keep them on your front thigh, whatever works for you. Just like we did on the other side, if you want to put that hand down and rotate a little bit, we're all going to do it in a minute, but if you want to just do this position to get into your psoas on your right leg, you can. Or you can keep facing forward for a couple more breaths. Now, wherever you are, bring your right hand to the inside of that foot. You can also, on this one, by the way, you can rotate to the outer edge of that foot if you like. Wherever that foot is, you're going to try, if you can, take your left arm and reach your other foot. Now your upper body is rotated towards your left knee. You can even rotate up toward the sky and bring that back foot in if you can. Remember that you're on the top of your thigh on that right leg. You're not on your kneecap. When you're ready, release that back foot, but don't come out of your lunge just yet. So now if you remember, you're going to try to bring both hands on the inside of the front foot. You can move that front foot out a little bit if you want toward the edge of your mat. You can come to the outer edge of that foot, your left foot. See if you can come down to your elbows. If you can come down to your elbows, tuck your back toes under and bring that back knee up off the mat. You should really feel this in the outer hip of your left leg and in the psoas of your right leg. When you're ready, put that back knee down. Come up onto your hands. Whew. Take that left leg back. Come into downward dog. Then take that left leg up to the sky and open your hip. Ooh, that ought to feel good. So you're opening your hips, bend that left leg so your foot is close to your bottom. You can stay here. You're keeping your arms straight, okay? Both hands pushing into the earth. If you want, this is a moment to float your dog. You bring that left foot to the ground, bring your chest up to the sky, floating the left arm up. If you don't like that, you're just staying with your hip open here. If you're flipped your dog, slowly, gently, bring your left hand back to the ground and come into downward dog with the left leg up to the sky. Now, you can either do regular vinyasa or do one-legged vinyasa. Come forward to plank, down to chaturanga, inhaling upward dog, and exhaling downward dog. Woo. Time is somehow going faster today. I have so much more planned. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's go ahead to the core because I'm worried we're going to run out of time. Okay, so when you're ready, you can hop, skip, jump, however you want, get to a seated position. And now we're going to do a little bit of core. So first thing we're going to do is you're going to lay back and bring your legs straight up. I'm going to turn to the side. You can see. Okay, so legs straight to the sky. Your hands can be on the ground next to you, or they can be under your bottom, however you like, but your palms are facing down. We're going to bring our legs 30 degrees down, and then 60 degrees down, and then hover. Now, the whole time you're doing this, you're pushing your belly button toward the ground. There should be no space behind your lower back. Legs up 30 degrees, back up to 60, and back up to the sky. Down 30 degrees, down 30 degrees, and hover. Stay here for a second. Back up 30, and 60, and 90. Down 30 degrees, down 60 degrees, and hover. Now, if you're hovering, see if you can just bring your legs gently side to side. Even if you're up a little higher, that's fine. Just go side to side. We're engaging our obliques. And we love it. Maybe you can even smile. Okay, bring your legs up 30 degrees and 60 degrees. Back up. We're not done yet. Back down 30 degrees, then 60 degrees. And hover this time. See if you can scissor your legs. Right leg on top, left leg on top, right leg on top, left leg on top. Just alternate. Again, pushing your belly down into the ground. No space behind your lower back. So fun. What else would you want to be doing on a Saturday morning? Or midday, or evening, depending on your time zone. Okay, back up 30 degrees, then 60 degrees, then 90 degrees. Back down 30 degrees, then 60 degrees, 90 degrees, or sorry, hovering, and just hold there. We're almost done with this set. All right, back up 30 degrees, then 60, then 90. Now, bend your knees. Keep your knees over your hips and your shins flat, parallel to the earth. So you're not here with your knees in toward your chest. Knees straight up over your hips. Now, bring your shoulders and your head up off the ground. Your arms are at your sides. And we're going to do this shuffle, which feels a lot worse than it looks, okay? So you're going to bring your left hand toward your left foot, then your right hand toward your right foot, left hand, right hand, left hand, right hand. So you really should feel it in your obliques. And you're staying low to the ground. Whew. Are you feeling it? Anything? Anything happening? I'm feeling it. Hating myself right now. Almost, a couple more. Whew. Okay, bring your knees into your chest. All right, all right. Okay, legs straight up. Extend your arms up toward the sky. If you can, just thrust your chest up. See if you can touch your shins, your ankles. You can bring your toes toward you. Try to touch your toes. Reach whatever you can. Okay, we're not done with that just yet. We're almost. Okay, now you're going to cross, okay? So you take your right hand toward your left ankle. Left hand, right ankle. Just go back and forth. Okay, knees to the chest. Not done yet, but almost. Almost. Whew. Okay, the last thing is bicycles, regular bicycles. Okay, so here's the deal with bicycles. If you bring your knee this close to your chest, you hardly have to twist it off, right? Versus if you just make sure your knees don't come more forward than your hips, then you have room to twist. Your hands can go behind your head or wherever feels comfortable, just don't jerk on your head. And go ahead and bicycle at your own pace for about 30 seconds. I'll tell you when. It's not when yet. Six, five, four, three, two, one. Oh my goodness. Okay, well that was fun. You guys still alive? Everybody's still with me? Sort of. Okay. All right. So now we're going to see, go ahead and sit up. Now we're going to see what the payoff has been from what we did so far. When you're ready, bring your hands to the front. Both legs go to the back of your mat. You're in plank position. Down to push up. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. And we're going to do pigeon. Right leg to the sky. Bring your right leg forward. So we've done a ton of hip opening by now. So if you're someone who doesn't like pigeon, you always feel tight in pigeon, I'm hopeful you feel a little more open today than you usually do. Now, in pigeon, your hips are facing forward. Your front shin can be back towards you like this. If you can, walk it just a little bit forward. You'll get more of a stretch in this hip. The back leg, in this case your left leg, is extending straight behind you, okay? It's not out to the side like this. It's straight behind. Toes are typically tucked, sorry, not tucked, so that you're flat on your foot and the back foot. If you want more of a psoas stretch on that back leg, just stay like this. Your hands can be on your foot or on your hips, whatever you like. If you want more of a stretch for this outer hip, see how, if you can walk your feet, your hands forward to wherever you can. And if you want to lay all the way down, you can lay all the way down. Up to you. We're going to stay here for a few seconds. All right, when you're ready, come back up so you're upright. Lean toward that right hip. Bring the left leg forward. Now, we're going to try to do this thing. We'll see if it works for you guys. It's called bow and arrow. We're going to end up something like this. Okay, fun, right? Okay, but start here. So bring the right leg up towards your chest. So your right knee is going out to your side and your right foot is coming toward your opposite shoulder. Now you can cradle your leg like this, like you're cradling a baby. Sometimes that feels nice. By the way, your left leg is flat on the ground, okay? It's not like doing any crazy thing. It's just flat on the ground. So you can stay here if this feels good. If you like, you can bring both your arms underneath that leg. Just a little gentle rocking, gentle rocking. You should feel maybe something out here, I don't know. Okay, if you're like, that's easy, I don't feel anything, you can bring that leg up onto your shoulder. That's kind of fun. however high you can get it. Up here is fine. If you're really crazy, you could put that foot behind your head. I think probably most people can't do that. So let's do this instead because it's kind of cool. So you're going to grab the big toe of your right foot. See if you can bring that foot. I know it seems silly. Bring that foot. Hi, buddy. Bring that foot towards your ears, like you're going to use your foot as a phone. If you can do that, see if you can reach your big toe on the other foot. So your left foot with your left hand, simultaneously trying to bring this foot back to your ear. All right, if you don't like it, that's fine. It's just a fun experiment. You can stay right here. You like this thing? Stay there for a couple breaths. Oh, wherever you are, let go of that leg. Come into a little butterfly. So your feet are together. Your knees can be up here if that's where you're at, with your feet together further in front of you. If you can, if you like, you can bring your feet closer to your crotch and bring your knees down toward the ground. If you think of opening your feet apart, like you're opening a book, that brings the knees down a little bit. You can stay right here, keeping your chest lifted, or you can lean forward, trying to keep your back flat. So you're not trying to round over like this. This is what they say. They say you should bring your belly button to your feet. I know, I can't do it. But you should feel a nice stretch in your hips here. All right, come back up. You got to still do pigeon on the other side. So flip over your feet, hands to the front of your mat, legs to the back of your mat. You're in plank. Come down to chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Left leg to the sky. And pigeon on your left side. So again, you're going to bring that foot forward. If you can bring your shin parallel to the front of your mat, great. If not, great. The back leg is extending straight behind you. If you want more of a psoas stretch, stay upright, just like this. Your hips are forward. By the way, ideally, your left hip is on the mat. Okay, there's not a space here. If you want more of an outer hip stretch, go ahead and come forward. All right, when you're ready, walk your hands back up. Lean toward that left hip. Bring the right leg forward. Bring the left foot toward your opposite shoulder. And bring the leg towards your chest. See if you can cradle your leg like a baby. If that feels fine, you can bring your hands or your elbows underneath that leg. In a prayer position, you can still gently rock side to side. If that feels good, you can bring that leg up onto your shoulder or wherever you want on that arm. You can do this crazy head thing if you like. If not, let's try to do our bow and arrow on this side. So you take your left hand, grab the big toe, try to bring that foot towards your ear, like it's a phone. If you can do that, see if you can reach the big toe on your right foot with your right hand, and then bring this foot to your ear. Ding, ding. Anybody there? If you're here, stay here for a couple breaths. All right, release that. We're gonna go into our straddle. So hopefully remember what our straddle felt like at the beginning. So take your legs out. You should be pretty warm by now. So this should hopefully be a little more open than whatever you started with. If you like, you can use your hands to kind of push your hips forward. I find that helps me. So wherever you're comfortable, do not hurt yourself. Now, try to keep your knees pointed toward the sky. So you're not rolling your legs in as you come down, okay? Knees toward the sky. Bring your hands in front of you. See if you can walk a little bit closer to the ground. Keeping your back flat, so you're not rounding. This is not the goal. The goal actually is to bring the belly button down to the ground. So wherever you are, go to somewhere that feels like a stretch, and we're gonna stay there for a few breaths. If you're all the way down, you can grab your ankles or your feet. I have a hard time getting to my toes, but ankles I can do. All right, wherever you are, gently walk your hands back. Now, we are almost out of time, so I'm gonna give you 1 minute, literally 1 minute to do whatever you want. You can do side stretch from this position, or you can do an inversion. You can do a shoulder stand. You can do feet up against the wall. You can do a headstand. You can do a handstand, whatever you want for 1 minute. Go. Okay, wherever you are, come back to your mat. Take a comfortable position for Shavasana. So for most people, this is a laying back on the ground, feet a little bit apart, arms flat on the ground, facing up with your palms up. Gently close your eyes and enjoy this moment. All right, when you're ready, gently start moving your fingertips and your toes. You can roll your wrists and your ankles, starting to bring awareness back to your body. You can bend your knees and come onto your side, cradling your head with your arms, and then gently push yourself up to a seated position. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for taking this time for yourself and taking care of yourself, recognizing how important that is. It's been an honor to have your time, and thank you for making me practice. This was a tough one. I hope you liked it.